When I first started in the industry of public adjusting, a friend of mine and I did some research to find out how many public adjusters were in America. What we found was there were more CPAs within 15 minutes of Philadelphia than there were public adjusters spread across America. It's in extreme times that the public understands the problem, like hurricanes, massive wildfires, and tornadoes that wipe out an entire town. And even then, they only understand what a public adjuster does, but they don't know how much they are needed. Another myth is that the insurance adjuster is there to help you with your homeowner's claim. In fact, the two words called fiduciary right, which means who you are responsible to, and the insurance adjuster is responsible to the insurance company, not you. Got it? They are not there because they care. Just the opposite. Sometimes knowing what is reality with homeowners insurance seems to be a curse and a blessing, all wrapped up in a crusade. After writing my successful book, I thought my crusade was over. Karen, my loving wife, said that the church was going to New Orleans right after Katrina's disaster to help rebuild the homes. I said yes, and we brought our two younger kids, Alex and Allison, with us to New Orleans to help out. Have you ever had what some people call a God moment? I have. I've had many, but not one as strong as what happened to me in New Orleans with a lady at a daycare center. I was walking around the devastated neighborhood with a group from the church when we stumbled upon a beautiful home in the middle of all this devastation with a banner saying, Mrs. J's Daycare Center. It felt surreal. We knocked, and Mrs. J came to the door. We found out this Christian lady really understood what goodwill was all about. Mrs. J and her husband built a daycare center while still living in a trailer next door and not charging anything so people would have a place to put their children while they were rebuilding their homes. I'm standing there and I hear my friend's duckweed's voice in my head saying, "You can't give out enough goodwill." And then a separate voice saying, "Changing one life at a time, and the life you will change will end up being your own." At that moment, I knew what was happening to homeowners by their insurance companies wasn't going to change unless my industry of public adjusting changed. The industry needed to expand with new public adjuster firms that were also willing to and knew how to handle all sizes of claims. If you ever wondered what it takes to build an organization, all I can tell you is it takes all you have, then some. There wasn't anything. Stock video, written copy, or on estimating, negotiating, marketing, nothing. It all had to be created from scratch, except that I had built a training class and accumulated real test questions from before testing for a public adjuster license. It was a massive commitment of time, money. Little did I know I was building an ark for thousands of people and their families. Let me give you an example of one of our first members, Wakamba. At that time, she lived in Central Florida, a single mother of 3. Wakamba had 9 claims signed up before she had even completed the training. And not your easy claims. She had signed up 9 peoples whose claims had been denied. She had not only helped every claim receive what they were due, but she had gone on and built a 9-adjuster firm right in the middle of California. People ask me, how can you train anybody in 80 hours to not only start and run a public adjusting firm, but to also meet with an insurance adjuster